Hey guys, it's George. Welcome to the KBS Global Festival 2023 Red Carpet. This literally took place the day after the Asia Artist Awards, and we all saw how excited I was by the use of colour. The tides have turned. The tides have turned. When I was going through the red carpet images, all I could think of was this Instagram audio here.
About my wardrobe is colorful. This is midnight black, this is vintage black, this is mud black, this is black ice, this is Jack Black, this is eggshell black.
So you know, we might as well take it straight into the trend section of our KBS Global Festival 2023 video, and that is black. Midnight black, Pirates of the Caribbean black, I like my coffee black. We are going to be switching it up slightly for this video. We're going to jump straight into the red carpet, go through all of the attendees, and at the end of the video, I'll be giving you my best and worst dressed. So, stay tuned. Today's video is proudly brought to you by Stacked, an emerging social video platform that's taking your viewing experience to the next level. Stacked have just launched their mobile site, and you no longer need a code to watch my exclusive content. All you need to do is click the link in the description box and you can now access my exclusive content anywhere. Speaking of exclusive content, you'll find my KBS Global Festival Performance Reactions over on Stacked.
No, looking so fine with the glasses. Oh my god, dope, they look so cute. Like their outfits together, the choreo.
So be sure to check out the link in the description box after watching this red carpet review. If you're new to Stacked and you don't have a Scooby what I'm talking about, Stacked is like throwing an ultimate virtual watch party where communities can watch, react and comment on videos together. With Stacked, you can share your thoughts with our entire community right there on the screen. Stacked is currently hosting an online international K-pop dance competition, K-pop College Clash, and this competition has a $3,000 prize pool. The competition is running until December 30th and it's open to all College 8 K-pop organizations. Submit your dance video and then get your audience to like, repost and comment to increase your chances of winning. You can find all of the K-pop College Clash information and a link to my KBS Global Festival Performance Reactions in the description box. Thank you to Stacked for partnering with me on today's video, and thank you to all of you guys who have supported this partnership and followed me over on Stacked. I really do appreciate it. Right, let's jump into the red carpet review, and we're going to kick it off with our hosts, Wonyoung and Rowoon. Our hosts, Wonyoung and Rowoon, their outfits go really beautifully together. I'm still just surprised at these pared back host looks that we're getting from Wonyoung. When we think back to last year, the Asia Artist Awards, that beautiful white dress at the KBS Song Festival, we got the white dress with that beautiful bow detail in the back. So compared to last year, the styling has definitely been turned down a notch. I still think this is a nice look, but last year she was stealing the show and I absolutely loved it. Maybe we're getting more of a pared down styling because so many people were going in on her, like, favoritism. She's the host. She is going to be in a bigger look. The problem with that was that the other IVE members weren't dressed to the same level. We'll touch on that because I've come out on the carpet next. Wonyoung is wearing Miu Miu. The dress is a very simple silhouette. We're getting this nice square scoop neckline. It's got that beautiful sequin texture, the gold buttons, the white hem at the bottom. We are getting a shoe with an ankle strap, but the angle of the strap, it's still giving her that leg extension. It's not cutting her off. My favorite part of her look are the earrings. The one long Miu and then the star in the other ear. I really like this detail. It adds something interesting to this look without the earrings. It's a bit boring, but it's a nice look. Rowoon, he's giving us that classic host look, but with a contemporary twist. He's got the DB6 with the contrast collar, the silver buttons in that classic DB6 placement where you have the square 4 and then the 2 slightly out at a diagonal. We're then getting the tapered black trouser. For me, it's the shirt. The shirt is that contemporary flair. It looks like a very contemporary minimal take on a pussy bow tie shirt. let's move on before I say bussy again. Okay, wow. Wow. Damn. First out on the red carpet following our host, we have IVE, and IVE have really improved once again. When we think back to the Asia Artist Awards, KBS last year, we had host Wonyoung and then the members of IVE, and I believe she came out, either Wonyoung came out first and IVE came out last, or it was vice versa. So, you know, she would have had time to have got changed. Whereas this year, we're getting looks from the IVE members that match her look. They're coming out, giving us a more united group front this year, and that's why I'm saying that they've improved. Last year, the styling was all over the place, it wasn't cohesive, whereas this year, we're seeing cohesion. And on this red carpet, we're not getting 3 members in more extravagant looks and 3 members in more plain looks. This is more of an even playing field for IVE. There are some really nice elements here that pull all of their looks together. We're getting the sequins in different levels on Wonyoung and Gaul. We're then getting that off-the-shoulder cut on RIIZE and Liz, and I like how this has been styled. On RIIZE, we're getting the clean clavicle statement earrings, and then on Liz, we're getting a slightly more subtle statement earring, and then the very tight choker. She's still getting the clavicle coming through. We're also getting a bow detail coming through on Gaul and Iso. I do also have a few qualms with the set of outfits. For me, the hem lengths are all over the place, and that kind of spoils the cohesion. Gaul, Wonyoung, and Iso, their hem lengths are pretty much similar, but RIIZE, Eugene, Liz, their hem lengths don't match up, and it just looks bizarre to me. Iso's dress, the proportions are all wrong in my opinion. I think this could have looked way, way better if they just made the skirt slightly longer. I think where you're getting that floof of the tulle and the black, and it's quite short, it just makes the proportions of her body look like she's got a really, really long torso. Do you see what I mean? Whereas if they pulled that down by a few inches, it would have balanced that out and been a better cut on her. Liz, that hem length needs to come to the floor. I think when the hem floats around the heels, it just looks really awkward and like in between vibes. So drop that to the floor. And then Eugene's dress, it just doesn't align with the other members. All of the silhouettes of the other members' dresses are quite sleek, and then she's come out in this big full skirt, you know, kind of like Dior's New Look vibes. And then the belt, I really don't like the belt on this dress. It's just, why do you need to buckle that big? Like, it's not doing anything that works with the silhouette of the dress. The ankle straps also need to stop. So, big improvement, great cohesion when it comes to the details. Just a few things that need to be fine-tuned, in my opinion at least. Following IVE, we've got ONEUS, and this is like day and night from the Asia Artist Awards, where they were giving me like cautionary pirate vibes, to giving us more of a contemporary vibe here at KBS Song Festival. I do think it's slightly confused because we have members that are giving us true classic and members giving us true contemporary. Hollins in the middle, that is just a true classic vibe. And then Xion on the very left, again, true classic vibes. For me, the best looks are on Soho and Hyunhee, the beautiful silver metallic shirt, the pussy bow tie blouse. And then on Hyunhee, we're getting that beautiful sash wrapping around the blazer, very Dior inspired. You can see that it's got this pleat to it, and it just has a different texture from the tailoring fabric. The satin contrast lapel, and then the sash just wrapping around. Best look here on Hyunhee. A huge improvement for ONEUS from the Asia Artist Awards, but the looks are still disjointed. Continuing on to Cravity, it's okay, it's just typical K-pop red carpet, the different textures coming through, the black and the white, pretty much the same silhouette across the members, so it's just what we always see on the K-pop red carpet, and kind of what we're getting across the board here at the KBS Global Festival. Xikers were out next on the red carpet, and I love that they came out in this all-white moment, and we're getting these different textures of white, predominantly tailoring fabrics and tweeds, and This had a big impact because it's all white and also because pretty much everyone else on this red carpet wore black. So immediately it gives Xikers a point of difference, and for me it was all about the textures. The textures are so beautiful, especially the white tweed. It looked so good on the carpet. What I really like with the styling is how they've gone down the Chanel route. Tweed is something synonymous with Chanel, and we can see that there's a use of Chanel brooches, pearl necklaces. I don't know if all of the looks are actually Chanel or just they're giving us that Chanel inspired vibe with the use of the Chanel brooches, pearls, etc. I would say my favourite has to be on Yechan, 2 in from the right. I absolutely love this 4-pocket jacket in the tweed, the brooch on the left chest, and then for me it's that chain belt detail. It's so subtle, it's so chic, and it adds that touch of gold into the look, and it just finds the waist. You know I love this. You guys know by now, but favourite, hand it over. Moving back to our girl groups, we've got High Key, and I do like elements of this, but again, none of the members' outfits come together and give a cohesive front. Just because it's all black doesn't make it cohesive. Rina's dress on the very right is my favourite. Leather, we're getting the beautiful draping, it's giving that handkerchief hem kind of vibe. I love the slouchy black boot. The proportions work well with the dress, and we also see it's an asymmetric cut with a long sleeve. So this is a really nice dress, but none of the other members are wearing leather, and we can argue that the handkerchief asymmetric hem ties into Hiso's 2 in from the left, how she's got the pieces at the hip that flare out and trail down. It does really remind me of aespa's kind of styling, Hiso's look from maybe like something that they wore like last year as a performance look, but it does give that kind of vibe. But where each member has a completely different silhouette going on, a different type of styling, it just looks like everyone's met on the red carpet. What I do appreciate about High Key's look though is the fact that there's more interesting styling here going on than we see on other girl groups later on in the video. There might be a lack of cohesion, but at least each member's look is interesting. Something I can't say for some other groups. Fantasy Boys. Fantasy Boys brought me the navy and black colour palette that I absolutely love. I honestly despise this colour palette so much. Navy and blue for me just doesn't work. It shouldn't come together. There have been rare occasions that it has worked, like the boys last year, I believe, at the Golden Disc Awards, but no. We need to stop with this colour palette. It's definitely a colour palette I've seen pretty much every single time so far this end of year show season. Navy and black colour palette is a trend in itself, but I don't want to admit that. I do think these outfits lean into the contemporary direction, but I also do feel like there is a lack of cohesion. I feel like there are too many different fabrications going on, there are too many design details, and if they just reined this in, we would have had a really successful red carpet look. We're getting the standard boy group formula where all of the members are in slim cut trousers, they've got similar shoes on, but then we get difference in the jackets, the shirts, and some of the accessories, and you know, in most of the time it works, they've just gone too far with it. We're getting members that are giving us tailoring fabrics, velvet. We've only got K-Dan in glitter, so if we put at least one other member in glitter, it would have balanced it out and made it look less of a standalone. And then on Ling Chi, who is 4 in from the left, we're getting gold buttons only on him. I know there's some gold accents in other members' looks, but still it doesn't pull it through enough. I do like the different selection of bow ties that they've used because it's given a really nice variation, whether that's more of a ribbon style, a classic tie, or that pussy bow tie style. So that variation coming through is nice. They just needed to rein themselves in a little bit. RIIZE, let's talk about RIIZE. I'm getting a bit confused with RIIZE because every red carpet I've seen them on, which has been what, I think this is their 4th, there's just been such a completely different vibe. The Fat Music Awards, Mama, it was very contemporary. At the MMAs, we were getting a contemporary and classic blend and a lot of the details were lost. And here, I feel like we're getting classic looks with that contemporary flair. I do like these looks, I do have some qualms with them, but I guess it just feels like they're trying to find their style, and in my opinion, the contemporary looks from the Factory Music Awards, Mama, suited them the most. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. What's your favourite vibe for RIIZE? We are getting that classic boy group formula. We're getting the grey contrast trousers in the slim cut on all of the guys, and then we're getting differentiation through the jackets. Personally, I don't like the fact that we have Sohee and Sungchan in the navy and burgundy, just because it makes them stand alone. If it was like 2 members in navy, 2 members in black, 2 in burgundy, it would give a bit more balance, especially if you stood them like in like a mirroring order. But yeah, that doesn't work for me. Sungchan also looks like he has a silk pussy bow tie. I'm so scared to say pussy now. A silk pussy bow tie shirt, but none of the other members look like they have a silk shirt as well, so again, stands alone. I do really like the fact that all of the jackets are different cuts, different styles of lapel. We're getting some lapels that are the same fabric, like on Shotaro, then we're getting contrast lapels like on Sohee and Wonbin. And I like the different variations of the shirts. I think some are more successful than others. I really like the spread collar on Anton with the ribbon, the pin going through it. I think that's so chic. On Sohee, we're getting the black ribbon bow tie. And then on Shotaro, we're getting that bolo tie detail. On Insok, he's the only member with the brooch. I wish we saw another member with the brooch, just to give us that true balance. I think it's more successful than their MMA look, just because the details got so lost. But yeah, I'm just confused why we're getting such a variation of looks, and I'm not saying they need to stick to one, it's just giving me the sense that they're trying to find their red carpet style. Sticking with our boy groups, we've got ZEROBASEONE, and hands down, this is the best red carpet look we've seen from ZEROBASEONE. It's considered, it's cohesive, it looks expensive. The red and black suits were nice, but when you looked at the details, they looked a bit cheap. When we saw them at the MMA, when we were getting the pleather looked a bit cheap. Whereas here, we're looking expensive. We're getting upwards trajectory from ZEROBASEONE, and that's what I want. What I really like about the set of looks is the different levels of shine. We're getting the velvet with the glitter. We're getting the gold chain edging, which picks up slightly metallic too, and then we're getting full sequin slapping you in the face on Ricky. His blazer is giving me Balmain vibes, and I'm so glad that he got this look after having to miss out on the Asia Artist Awards. It's only fair he gets the best look here. It's only fair. The accent of gold has also been used in different ways across the members, some more in your face, some more subtle. We're getting that gold chain edging on Gyubin, Jiyoon and Hao. We're then getting the chain tassel on the lapel of Matthew's jacket, which then ties into the chain detail on Hanbin's chest pocket. And then on the other members, we're getting the use of the gold buttons, so it pulls everything together nicely. I also really like the black chokers that we're getting on Hanbin, Ricky and Jungkook. Yeah, great evening for ZEROBASEONE. Seriously impressed. That's how it should be. Let's move on to Xdinary Heroes, and this is a very classic K-pop red carpet vibe, but I do really like it. Like, I'm impressed with these looks. Xdinary Heroes have some really nice details, and I feel like they've been used very smartly across the majority of the members to really pull their looks together. So on the very left we have Jungsu, and on the very right we have Ode, let's go with Ode. You can see that they've got the ruffled collars on that give this like vampiric vibe. Next to Jungsu we have, is it Junhan or Junhan? Please let me know in the comments. And then Gaon, again, please let me know if I've got that right. But you can see down the placket of the shirts, they've used that ruffle detail. So the ruffle being used in 2 ways, it pulls everything together beautifully. I also really like the use of the textures on Junhan. We're getting the tassel going across the right panel of the body. On next to him, we're getting that velvet texture coming through. It almost looks like crushed velvet on camera. And then on Juyeon, second in from the right, we're getting that embellishment across the shoulders. Then we're also getting the brooches coming through that have been used on 3 members out of 6. This is a really successful red carpet look. Moving on to day 6's Young K. I love this blazer. I think the blazer is beautiful. The contrast satin peacock pearl, and then the embellishment that's been placed going down the sleeves from the elbow to the cuff, how it's been spread out. The placement is so good. You can see that there's metallic shine with the button. I think the styling is kind of like bog standard, like the black knitwear in the mock neck. The mock neck is when it comes up just ever so slightly. A roll neck, a turtleneck, whatever you want to call it, is when it comes up like to the jaw, folds back down. So this is a mock neck. The mock neck with the black trousers, the black shoe, it lets the jacket and the detail on the jacket be the star of the show. So I'm not mad at the styling. I just think it's kind of like styling anyone could have put together. So good jacket, average styling. aespa. I'm just gonna say it, I'm really disappointed by this red carpet for aespa. And this is the first time in a long time I've been disappointed by their looks on the red carpet. I just feel like we're getting the little black dress with minimal styling that we're seeing a lot on aespa, and it was the last thing I expected to see on them. But also getting this navy blue and black colour palette. It doesn't make sense to have just one member, Winter, in navy blue and the rest of the girls in black. That doesn't work for me. Winter's dress to me is giving me low-key prom vibes, just the silhouette of it, strapless, the A-line skirt, the texture of it, and then the shoe choice doesn't help with the prom vibes, being that silver metallic. Ning Ning's dress, clearly Versace. Beautiful dress on her. The cutouts at the waist, the shape of the bust, the way it skims over her hips and falls, but it's that really awkward floating hem length again. This should be to the floor or like just above the ankle, and you can see she's got these very chunky platform heels that just don't go with the overall sleek, sexy vibe of the dress. Also see she's got the necklace that comes down into that neckline. It looks like the same chopard necklace that Wonyoung was wearing at the Asia Artist Awards. We don't need this. It distracts from the clean lines of the dress. The Medusa head buttons going across the bust, like it's just a nice dress, but poor styling in my opinion. Karina is getting the little black dress with minimal styling treatment, and there's just no styling with this look. The dress, yes, it's very elegant on her, but there's nothing else to it, and that's what surprises me about this. aespa usually give you a look on the red carpet, like, so sad, and the ankle strap, for fuck's sake. Giselle, also getting the little black dress with minimal styling. However, this little black dress looks unreal on her. It's hitting her in all the right places. So beautifully cut across the bust, at the waist, and then that drape detail at the hips and the skirts above the knee. The extension that the silhouette, the extension that the stiletto is giving her leg. Everything hits her. The dress, the look, beautiful. This is just such a shift change for aespa on the red carpet. I believe it was the Fat Music Awards, we had those beautiful black dresses. It was like little black dresses with like the perfect amount of styling. We then got the drama at the Mellow Music Awards, those drama inspired looks. So to go from those two looks to this, I just don't understand the complete change, but I'm sure they'll bring it back. Continuing from aespa, we have From S9, and we're getting the same little black dresses, not much styling. There are some nice details here that pull all of their looks together, but there's still just such a lack of styling. I do like the fact that we're getting that fluffy detail coming through on the cuffs of Haegang on the very look, and Naegang, who is 5 in from the left, 3 in from the right. I also do like the off-the-shoulder cuts that we're getting on the members. It balances out with the other cuts that we're getting. We're getting the drop earrings, so at least we're getting a statement earring coming through. And I do like the chunky heels on most of the members, but then we are getting that awkward ankle strap, and it's a double ankle strap. Like, it's not with the ankle straps, please. This is becoming a trend in itself. Little black dresses with very minimal styling. TXT. TXT have always given me a lot to speak about since they've signed this brand ambassadorship with Dior, and judging from you guys leaving me your comments, you feel the same as me. It doesn't align, it doesn't work. For me, these looks here are so dull. They're really unmemorable, and I know we can argue that they're an improvement on what we've seen from TXT and Dior, but at least those looks have something to talk about. I know we were all like, what's going on? The grandma vibe at the Lady Dior event, the mismatched grey, black and white at TXT's previous red carpet, I can't remember which one. It's always been wild. A vibe that doesn't suit them, but also this classic tailoring look doesn't suit them. So it's just kind of like, what would we rather? Would we rather see them in the Dior looks that we're like, oh God, what's going on here? And we're like discussing, or would you rather see them in these classic looks that also don't suit them, but there's nothing to really talk about? So sound off in the comments, because personally, I think I'd rather see them in a look that was more interesting and there was more to talk about than this. So let me know, what do you think? Following on from TXT, we have ONEUS Arin. This looks like a wedding dress to me. Like when you watch the video of her on the carpet, you can see all of the lace and detail in the back. The dress is way too long for her. She's having to hold it up to move. No, at least we're not getting the awkward floating hem length, but it's just too long for her. And the length of a piece is like the easiest thing to alter. I understand maybe the stylist didn't want to cut it, whatever, but still, too long. And then like the shape of the corset, the ruched fabric, the touch of sheer going across the bust, even the styling of like the earrings, the very like light fine jewelry, it just reads bridal to me. And if you're going to be doing a white dress on the red carpet, I think this is a territory you need to be very conscious of, because it's a red carpet, it's not your wedding. So our last attendee on the KBS Global Festival red carpet, we have Sunmi. First of all, I'm so happy that this is not black. We're getting this beautiful silver metallic, and I think the dress is very pretty, it's very flattering on her, it hits her in all the right places. We're getting that square scooping neckline with the thin straps, and then you can see that there's this beautiful ruche detailing that really pulls her in, joins asymmetrically with those buttons, and then it skims down the body. So it pulls her in, and then that panel that skims down, it's like in length. It's beautiful on her. I also really like the styling because they've kept everything to this tonal silver color palette. The shoe, you can see the ankle strap below the ankle, giving us the extension, and then the double silver necklaces that mimic the neckline of the dress. So flattering. She looks beautiful, and she immediately stands out because it's not black, midnight black, vintage black, I like my coffee black, Pirates of the Caribbean black. Swiftly moving in to our KBS Global Festival Best Dress section, Sunmi. Sunmi, I don't even need to explain why, I just explained to you why. Beautiful look, she looks unreal. My other best dress had to be ZEROBASEONE. This makes me so happy to put them in this section. I've given them a pretty hard fucking time in my previous videos. I've cussed out their stylist, I've offered my services instead of their stylist. I've been a bit of a bitch, to be frank. I'm so happy to see a beautiful set of looks from them. It is classic K-pop red carpet vibes, but it's good. And our worst dress section of the KBS Global Festival 2023. Honestly, I've not pulled anyone out because majority of these looks are so unmemorable. As I've said in my previous videos, best dress, worst dress, it's all about causing a reaction, giving someone something to talk about and discuss, and a lot of these looks haven't given me that. A lot of these looks have either been, you know, my two best dressed or just run of the mill. We're gonna forget about them come next week. So, no worst dress for this video. I do apologise if you live for this section. Shit, bitch. Joking. Let me know what you think of this red carpet in the comments. Do you feel the same as me, where you're a bit like, oh, come on. Especially after like the hype of the Asia Artist Awards. Thank you once again to Stack for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out my KBS Global Festival Performance Reactions via the link in the description box, and you'll also find all of the information about the K-pop college clash dance competition. Thank you so much for watching. A massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed and also followed me over on Stack. You are a real one, and I'll see you guys in my next video.